Okay, we're back live again. I was doing a little test with a few minutes we had before we get started. We still have a couple of minutes, so hopefully everyone's jumping back in. Let's see, anyone in yet? No one in yet. There is a little delay. We're going to check on my voice to see how it's syncing up. So let's see, anyone? I see one person. There we go. Excellent. We got one person back in. All right, everybody's jumping back in. Hey, Caesar. Caesar, do me a favor. Listen to my sound. Do I sound okay? Everybody says better, better. Good. Ian, hey, how you doing? We're going to get started in a few minutes. We're still waiting for people to grab drinks, making sure our technology is working. What a fantastic thing Luca has put on for us. There we go. Now it's good. So much better. Let me tell you what I did for those of you who are just interested in the technology part. I was using a software called Minicam because I wanted to put some graphics across the display, kind of fancy it up a little bit. But I would prefer to have high quality as opposed to those extra little bells and whistles. So it looks like we're good now. I'm going to keep scrolling. Much better. Perfect sync. When all of us just go simple, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait a few more minutes. Sorry, you had a little water. I got a few more minutes before we get started. For those of you just joining us, let me explain it one more time. I'm going to keep this video up for 2 weeks, not the other one. The other one's already gone. That was just a test video. So this video right here that we're going to get started in a few minutes will be kept for at least 2 weeks. And then if the group is killed before then it's going to be gone. But I'll keep this video for a couple of weeks so you guys can go back and refer to this if you have any questions. We're going to cover a couple of things here. Again, we got a couple of more minutes material, but I'm going to go into some pretty good discussions about details about a specific routine. Cough in the elbow. Yeah, I know. I have tons of sanitizer. It's hard to change bad habits, but I appreciate it. Thanks for reminding me. No one touches my computer, by the way. Shutting off. Hey, there's Adam Spiegel from where you? Oh, from Miami. Do I know you? Yeah, I think I know Adam. Let's see. We got horrible fish. Elbow. Horrible fish. Oh, I coughed earlier, and I think I used my hand. See, I don't even know what I did. Phil just asked if I'm doing well. Actually, I'm doing pretty well. I feel pretty good. I have a very slight tickle in my throat, a little cough, nothing major. I'm not taking any medication for it. No fever. You see, I have not left the house in, I guess, a week, except for twice. And once for groceries, I mean, a very necessity type visit. And the other one was to pick up a prescription for one of my family members. And while I was there, or while I was out, I went to give some blood. There you go. There's my battle wound from giving blood. So right now, blood donations are way down. So if you have the opportunity, check with your local facility to give blood, because no one's giving blood right at them. So it's a big. My buddy Scott Wells is here. Great. Yes, I am going to be teaching Lotto Fever. We are on time. It's 5 o'clock. All right, so let's go ahead and get officially started here, everyone. So grab a drink. You're going to want some notes. I want to tell you what I've been doing is these lectures have been fantastic. I've gotten a variety of information. Let me set this down. I have been keeping, here it is. I've been keeping notes from these guys. These guys have some great information. So I suggest you do the same. Get some kind of place where you can keep notes. Let's go ahead and jump into this anyway. This is not even part of what I had planned on, but let me see. This is what I keep notes on, and I put a date, and I list problems, and then I list the good things. These are from performances. So what I will do is I will list some problems like let me read one here. Replace sticky tab for my snake basket. So let me just tell you a little bit quickly about me. I am a magician and I love mentalism. So I'm a magician number one, mentalist number two, in that order. I probably am very much like Nick Einhorn. I love a little bit of everything, and for me, variety is a spice of life for me. And I mean, I can guys that are 100% into it. I applaud you for jumping into it. But back to this, I keep notes of every single performance. And what I do is I write down the good things that went really well. I may write down the timings of certain lines. I may write down, like, for example, if I introduce some new music and the song is maybe too loud, if it's something that I'm going to speak over, because I have my sound system that I use all the time. I prefer to use my own. And then this way, after I take these notes, I can make these little tweaks, and every single time the show gets just that much better. So I encourage you to take notes on what you're doing. And I'm using the same book to take notes in the what I'm calling VCon, VMCon. I forgot the letter. VMCon, Virtual Mentalism Convention. So anyway, that's what I'm calling it. I'll try to keep everybody going on here. We got about 300 people here that have joined us. Today, you're going to learn my closer in all my corporate events. You're going to learn how to predict the lottery. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to learn to predict the real lottery. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I would probably be off in my own little island somewhere. Um, Next to David Copperfield's island, I guess. Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to teach you how to appear to predict the lottery. Now, let me tell you how this began. I saw a video online of a gentleman named Nate Staniforth. Now, if you do not know who Nate is, I suggest you look him up. Nate has some fantastic books on the art of magic and some mentalism, and Nate is basically a college performer. Tours around, and he has this incredible performance of predicting the lottery. So here I am. My first introduction to Nate is seeing him on YouTube. So I see Nate in this college setting. He's on a big stage. He's by himself, huge theater, and he's got a bar stool and I think a notepad, if I remember correctly. And so what he does is he has 6 people randomly select or name out loud 6 different numbers, and on the bar stool before he began, he sets down his wallet. He reaches into his back pocket. I've got my wallet here with me because we are going to use that in the instructional portion. But he takes out his wallet from his back pocket. He sets it down right on top of that bar stool, and it stays in view the entire time. And what happens is after those 6 numbers are named, inside the wallet, folded up, is a lottery ticket. Not just any lottery ticket, the one that has the exact same 6 numbers that the 6 different spectators selected. Now, for me, this was just mind-blowing. It's incredible. Think about it. The odds of winning are incredible. So going back to seeing this performance on a, no big, thick base, no fancy magic. We're talking about a bar stool, setting his wallet down out of his pocket, and there it was. So, it consumed my thought of how the hell did he do that? Then I quickly learned the trick was marketed in something he called the lottery illusion. That book sold for a lot of money, and by the time I was exposed to it, that book is already sold out. And that book continues to be a collector's item. It's in high demand. He teaches you his exact method on how he does it. I found out from some of the readings of the reviews that this is not necessarily something to be performed by the solo performer. And that's what I am. I'm a solo performer. I want to pay anybody else. So I carry my own little sound system. I carry my own remote control music, my own cues, everything. I don't want to pay anybody else. I just pay myself. So when I do my shows, I wanted to be able to do this solo. How can I do this? Then I ran into some people at a convention, and this is what I wanted to mention to Mark Salem. I don't know if Mark is still here. Alon is here. Luca Volpe is here. So these are the type of guys that I met at a convention called Mindvention. And I saw earlier Danny Archer, who's the convention, was attending one of the lectures. Danny puts on one of the best conventions ever. It's nice, small, intimate, where the biggest names of all the mentalists gather together and share ideas. I mean, where else can you go, sit at a bar and have a drink? Bob Cassidy. Eugene Berger performed his trick for me called the plague. Well, I call it the plague. I'm not sure which one what its actual name is, but it's the one where he lays out some cards face down. He says, uh, "A plague has entered the village. I will point to two. You decide which one dies." And I thought, oh my, this is incredible. I'm seeing the amazing Eugene Berger live in person, and it's the whole thing is I want you to consider going out to Mindvention. This is where I met all these guys. This is where I met Luca Volpe, the sentimentalist, the fantastic performer. He takes simple concepts and creates an energy behind it. But anyway, now that I've kind of put those thoughts out, I want to jump right back into this lottery illusion. Colin McLeod, who goes by Colin Cloud now. You guys know who Colin is, right? Of course, you know who Colin is. One of the foremost mentalists performing out there right now. America's Got Talent and everything. That's where I met Colin. Mindvention. Now, Colin and I had some really fun times with him. One of my favorite things was when I fooled Colin with a very simple concept, which I later shared with him. And anyway, we had a really good time. But Colin put out a series of videos. Let's see, a volume set, and I'm trying to remember the name. Hopefully, somebody can scroll through the. Somebody's talking about the plague is a Robert Neal effect. Yes, it is a Robert Neal effect. But if you saw Eugene Berger perform it, it's Eugene Berger's. Okay, can somebody help me? I think it's called Video Mind. It's not. No, that's Max Maven. Opening Minds. Opening Minds. There it is. Opening Minds, and that. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to the Opening Minds video series. There is a routine in there where Colin uses a lottery ticket form. So that information stuck in my mind, along with the information of okay, let me slow down. Open Minds, yes, that's it. A few people are reporting that the audio is cutting out when you use the keyboard. Okay, and checking the comments. So I'll slow down on that. Okay, so back to the Opening Minds routine stuck in my memory. The idea that I want to recreate, the lottery illusion by Nate Staniforth, and I want to do it by myself. So I came up with an idea, and it was pretty good. And of course, I called Banachek, friend of mine. We talked about it. I told him my idea, and he thought, well, okay, that's pretty nice. And anyway, I started performing it and working it out, and then I ran into some problems. And then I decided, how can I fix these problems? And once I fixed those problems, then I moved on to my second version, which was what I call Lotto Fever 2.0. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let me give you an idea what the presentation looks like. What you're going to need is a notepad, just like this, simple notepad, and you're going to need a pen. So I use Sharpie marker. So I get a Sharpie marker, notepad, and by the way, efficiency of props. Guess what kind of notepad this is? Anyway, it's not one of those, electronic, nothing electronic, no batteries. This is a Paralabs. Anyway, there my brightness. It's a Paralabs Parapad. It's just a larger version of it. So this does double duty. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have 6 people randomly named numbers. I will write those numbers down on the notepad, and let's just write some numbers down here. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are going to be 6 different numbers, whatever the numbers the audience happens to call out. And that's the effect. The person comes up, and then I'm going to reach in my back pocket, pull out my wallet, and inside my wallet is going to be a lottery ticket. And that lottery ticket is going to match these 6 numbers. Now let me show you what the lottery ticket looks like. I lost my water there. Let me pick it up. Here's what the lottery ticket looks like. Here's what the audience is going to see. That's it. That's a lottery ticket. Okay? No electronics. Now let me explain what actually is happening. What's actually happening is I took the idea of the original version, which is using the forms. You know how you go to the store here in the U.S. I don't know if it's the same in other countries, but you go to the store, you're gonna buy your lottery ticket. You're gonna take a pencil and you're gonna fill out these little bubbles. Once you fill out the bubbles, where you pick your numbers, run through a machine, scan it, and that's how you get your ticket. So what's happening is I originally took that form and I cut it to be about this size. So because it would look the same from a distance, it appeared to be a lottery ticket. But on the other side was a box. The box looked like this. See that box of the numbers? Now, what's different about the box is the numbers actually ran from 1 to, I don't know, 64 or something. It's a weird number, and they run maybe from 1 to 12 in the first line and second line. Real tiny. It's really hard to see. But basically what I'm doing is on the pad, as I write the number that's selected, I'm going to put a little dot on the actual form itself. Now, it was hard to see. As you see, I'm wearing glasses. I'm over 40 years old. So once I turned 40, I really needed glasses. Now I'm going to check the comments. So I'm going to scroll a little bit, and people were saying the audio was cutting out when I was doing that. So let me just scroll and check real quick. Okay. Let's see. Anybody else reporting audio? It says audio still cutting out. Let's see. I don't want to really cut it and switch to the. Well, let's do this. Tell me if the audio is still cutting out. Okay, I'm getting several people saying it's good. Okay, Alon, we're going to get to this. Alon New is saying he really likes this a lot. So what I did was, my 40-year-old eyes, I can't see the dot, I can't see the bubbles, can't see the numbers. So I said, I need a graphic artist. I need somebody to help me design my own ticket. So I don't remember exactly how I came into contact with a graphic artist who's also a musician named Keith Raygor, R-A-Y-G-O-R. So thanks, Keith. Keith designed this form for me. I'm going to show it to you real close on the screen. Let's see if I get it in the camera. There it is. Now, what I'm actually going to do is dot the numbers, kind of like double writing, but it's going to go really, really fast. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to show you how I fold this. This form is folded a very special way. Now, for being a viewer of this live event, you are going to get a PDF. Oh, I lost my pen. A PDF of the file so you can print it out. It's going to look like this when you come up through your inkjet printer. And the back, if you have a double-sided printer, will print like this. If you don't have a double-sided printer, you're going to have to run it through twice. So that way you can print it on both sides. But basically, on the front side, you can see here, there are real thin gray lines that tell you where to cut it out. Yeah, you can see it on the sides there. Real thin gray lines will tell you. So you're going to cut this out. You'll need a pair of scissors. You're going to cut your tickets. But before you do that, you are actually going to type in the date. What I have done is made this to be a PDF form. And I want you to look really close there. There's the date. March the 27th is this one, 2020. So what's basically going to happen is you are going to pre-print this, and this part is going to be blank. Now I'm going to show you the very special way you're going to fold it. You're going to take the top half, this little banner, you're going to fold it backwards. And you're going to fold it, show you how to fold it here, where those little black bars can be seen. Okay, here we got that. You're going to fold this backwards so where you see the box. There you go. I take this side, fold it down the other way. I just fold it somewhere about in the middle. And so this is what you have, and this whole thing is going to get folded in half. All right. So now you're going to end up with this neat little package, okay? So this neat little package right here is going to go onto the pad. So let me get my Parapad back out. All right. Now what's going to happen is, in an actual performance, I'm going to use this for a couple of things in the show. And the lottery illusion is their trick that I'm doing, the Lotto Fever, is going to be the very last thing. So about halfway through the stack of paper, I'm going to run a rubber band around here, rubber band, and this piece of paper, the lottery ticket, is going to get wedged into that rubber band. And once it's in there, in place, it's going to stay. It's not going to fall out. So you can leave this like this. You can use it for other routines. Then when you're ready to perform the trick, what I like to do is take a piece of paper. I'll do a single sheet. Here we go, this way. I will rip that, wad it up, toss it in the audience to get a random volunteer. Okay, so I'm going to toss it. There we go. It's gone. So whoever catches it, they're going to stand up. So now what I'm going to do is I will grab the pad where the rubber band is. I will turn it towards me and flip it over. And so now what's happening is, let me get this situated. What's happening is my hand's going to go here between the back cover and the pad. So this will be facing me. The rubber band will hold the ticket in place, just like that. So now with my thumb, I can manipulate it. I can slide it up, I can slide it down, and what's going to happen is the first person is going to name a number. I lost one marker. Let me grab, I do have a backup pen. We'll just use the pen here just for now. Okay, so what's going to happen is the first person yells out a number, 22. So again, this is facing me. Audience does not see it. I'm going to write 22. So as I write 2, 2, my eyes are looking to see where the 22 is, and then I just dot it. That's it. Done. That quick. So I want you to see what it looks like. There it is, 22, and this has just a little dash. Now, normally I'd use a Sharpie, but I just dropped the Sharpie, but we'll get to that later. But we'll worry about it later. Okay, so I got number. Now I got my second number. Again, this is facing me. I get a number 13. So I always cause that lucky number 13. As I'm writing it, I want to bring the billet of the ticket closer to the number 3. So I will basically extend my hand. Actually, I'm going to put it here, and I'll just quickly just do just a check mark, just a line. And so now I'm ready for the next number. So you guys get the idea. I'm going to write the numbers down, just simply check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark as I write the numbers down. Now here's the fun part. This is facing me. You not see this. My hand's going to come. My thumb's going to push it closed. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to slide this off for a moment as I gesture and say, would you please come up and help me? And now the audience can see all the numbers. Of course, this is filled with 6 numbers. Let me grab that pen so we can get a better visual of what's going on. All right, here we go. All right, so you got 22, 13, 5, 8, 9, 49. We just have, so anyway, people are seeing the numbers. That's what they're seeing. And your hand is covered. It's got the ticket finger palmed right here behind the pad. So you're all set. It's very simple, very, it's very out in the open. Nothing hidden, really. So now what I'm going to do, I'll set the pen down on my table. As the spectator comes up, I'm going to hand this to the spectator. So I'll hand it to them. This hand just drops to my side. It's got the ticket finger palmed. That'll just go to my side. I will reach into my back pocket and pull out my wallet. Now, I'm going to set this down for a moment. I'm going to use a card-to-wallet type wallet. Now, somebody earlier, I think it was Nick Einhorn, had a JOL wallet. This is the smaller version. This is the JOL Plus wallet, the smaller edition. This allows you to do card to wallet in this spot here, and it also has like the sight type. That's what I'm going to use. So the wallet comes out. I display it real quickly, drop it in my hand. This hand's going to unzip a zipper. I'm going to reach in with a finger, grab the lottery ticket, and stop right there. Then I'm going to have the spectator using their two fingers to grab the ticket, pull it out, hold it up high. And the reason being is they're going to hold it up high. It gives me time to close up my wallet, put it away. So that's what I'm doing, just closing that up, setting it aside. So now they have the ticket. I will take that back from them. Actually, I will take the notepad. They will hold on to the ticket. They're going to open it up, and this is what the audience is going to see. Just like that, just how I just opened it. And what does that look like from your vantage point? It looks like a lottery ticket. Now, what I'm going to do is kind of create an instant stooge with my spectator. I'm going to point some things out on the ticket. Here's what I'm going to point out. I'm going to say, it's a lottery ticket. And by the way, if you haven't seen it already, but in this page, I posted a full performance of the routine. So this all makes sense when you go back and watch the live performance. I actually recorded my performance at MindVenture. If you go to penguinmagic.com and do a search for Lotto Fever, the demo is actually the full routine. You're going to see it from beginning all the way to the very end. So you'll see everything, all the lines, all the movements. And so all this stuff that I'm showing you here is going to make sense. Okay, so the spectator is going to be seeing this. I'm going to point out, I'm going to say, it's a lottery ticket. Look, I paid $2 for this ticket. And I bought this. There's a date printed on here. You see the date right there? And I'm going to point out the date. Now, this is actually a blank box. This is a PDF form, so you can fill out any date you want. If you're in another country that writes the month first and then the day, the year, whatever format, as long as it's English speaking, you're going to be good. You can put in whatever date you want. I usually prepare several of these, and I like to write out the full date in text, not just numbers. Here, I'll give you a close-up of it. Here we go. See, March 27th, 2020. So it's easier to read if it's not just using numbers. Again, if you're over 40, having glasses, it's hard to read. And what's also included with the PDF that I'm going to send you is the font. So you can print this in dot matrix. So who has a dot matrix printer at home? Nobody. Nobody has a dot matrix printer at home. But when you buy a lottery ticket, it prints this dot matrix font. So I have a dot matrix font that I'm going to include. It's a free font. It'll be included with the files. You know what? I've been talking about the files, and people want to know, how do I get these files? Yeah, right? You want to know, right? How are you going to get the files? Well, it's very easy. You're going to send me an email. The email is to VMCon, like Virtual Mentalism Convention, VCON. I'll write it down on the notepad so you guys can do it. I had some cool graphics, but we've already abandoned that. VCON at magicbyjamie.com. And I'm going to write that down for you on the notepad so you can get a screenshot of it and whatever. You're going to send me an email, and then you're going to get an auto response saying, hey, I got your email. Thanks for participating and everything. And then on my time, when I have availability, I'm going to send you a link to Dropbox. And Dropbox will have all the files you'll need. You're going to get a PDF, which has this whole thing for you. You're going to get the font. Well, wait a minute. What if I'm in the UK? My buddy Ken Nettie is in the UK, right? They use pounds, not dollars. Hey, Ken, just for you and all your buddies in the UK, I have a ticket formatted in pounds. So it's already in pound format. What if I'm in another country? Luca Volpe, he's in Italy, and his is Italian. Well, guess what? What I've also included in these files are a JPEG for you, graphic files, so you can take the artwork that I've already done, cut it out, use your own logos for your own country. Yes, you're going to have to do a little work. Maybe you might find a graphic artist artist like I did in your country, and you can redesign the ticket for wherever you are. But I've done all the work for you. Now, there's some little subtleties in this ticket. Remember the little boxes I talked about here? Let me show it to you up close. Those boxes are actually on the tickets when you buy them here in Texas when I buy a lottery ticket. They happen to coincide the edge with right in the middle the numbers 5. So if somebody says a 5, I'm going to go to that black box and fill it in right there. 5, and then below that it's 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. You get the idea. See, so that's a very convenient way to find by sight without actually reading it. For those of us who are a little older, may have some vision difficulties. So that's what you're going to do to help you line up the numbers. That was by design. Also by design, these numbers run horizontally. When you go to the store to use a form, the numbers are going to be turned sideways and it's going to be harder to read. Also, by design, the numbers go from 1 to 10. And so that each row is 10. So if I look for 18, it's going to be the second row, a couple of bubbles over from the middle. Pretty easy to find, and I can see it. It's easy to zero in. So as I'm writing down the numbers, I will be able to find the number on the bubble on the square and just quickly done. So there you go. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get all this stuff, all that ready to do the trick. Now let's talk about the wallets that I'm using. Okay, and there's going to be one more little thing that I do on the ticket that a lot of mentalists think is more magic-y, but it's up to you if you want to do this. I got a lot of email coming in. Let me get out my email account. That's probably slowing down. People are sending in email now, so you quit that. Thanks. I appreciate it. I was like, why is my email going crazy? Oh, I just gave out my email address. Okay, let's go back to this wallet. What if you don't have a wallet? You're a mentalist. You don't carry the trick wallets. You don't need one. You really don't. No, I'm serious. You don't need one. It's better, in my opinion, if you have one. It's a little easier. Well, I shouldn't say better. It's easier. That's better. That's a better way to look at it. Okay, this is my regular ungaffed wallet. All right, simple method. You put this ticket, oh, let me get it folded correctly. Let me fold my, yeah. All right, folded ticket is going to be placed in your wallet where the money is. All right, there we go. It's going to go right in there where it can be seen. See that? Everybody see that? Everybody see it? There we go. Good. What's going to happen? Remember, you have the billet or the ticket finger palmed. You're going to come over here and open up your wallet, and with your thumb, you're going to show that ticket here. Now you're going to do a mentalist move. You ready? Who knows? Who's heard of an envelope switch? Here it goes. And you pull out the one that's on the bottom underneath the wallet. So you really don't need a special wallet. Okay, you want to get fancy? Let's get fancy. Jay Sankey's paper clipped. A mentalist doing Jay Sankey's paper clip. That's right. If you're not familiar with that, unblock Jay from your spam email. I know you're blocking him. He's got all our email addresses. Unblock Jay, and you'll get an email probably in the next 5 minutes about some of his products. You can find his product page, but no kidding, Jay's got some fantastic stuff. Paperclip is a piece of paper. Actually, he does a playing card stuck on a paper clip, and it's going to allow you to switch. Fantastic way to have this out in the open the entire time. Clarity box. David Regal put something out. Nice little clear acrylic box. Dump it out. Hey, you want to go back to being a mentalist? What about the Bulldog clip? Oh, I'm looking at my time, 5:30. Okay. Bulldog clips. The executive clip, Chris Funk. Perfect for using this if you want out in the open. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know who makes that. I'll scroll through my comments here in a little bit. But that's another good way to have something out in the open. You can pull it out of the envelope. They see your fingers go inside and visibly pull it out. It's a beautiful illusion. Trust me, buy that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I forget who makes it, but hopefully some people in the comments can tell you about that. All right, so anyway, those are some different ideas. Now, maybe another little touch. Let me find it. Here it is. Here's another little added layer. I like layers. Okay, this is a really tiny, portable, let me get it going here, stapler. That's right, it's a stapler. Let's see, it's been a while since I've used this one. There we go, got it. Okay, it's in staple mode. So what's going to happen is, what do I use this for? If you go look at my performance video, you're going to see that when this ticket comes out of my wallet, it's stapled shut. That's right, it's stapled shut. Under the nose of the spectator, I'm going to grab the layers of paper. Let me grab one of these layers here. I'm going to actually pull it, and it's going to rip. You're going to hear the sound because it really is stapled together. You're going to hear pop, paper coming apart, rip in the ticket being opened up. So that's just an extra layer that this was in your wallet stapled shut. Now, how does that work? Well, it's not really stapled shut, but there is a great illusion that it's stapled shut. I'll show you how that is done for those that want to do that. You have your ticket here. You're gonna staple in the back side on the edge. Let me get it in here. Staple it. Oh, I guess it would help. Oh, yeah, I do have staples. Let's try it again. I got it in the right spot. Nope, wrong way. It's been a while since I've used a portable stapler. All right, let's try it again. There we go. All right, stapled shut. It's not working. Okay, I'm not going to hassle with this. But anyway, you're going to staple it right here on this side. Then you're going to turn it and staple it here. So when you put the ends together and hold it together, you'll see the top edge here, bottom. You'll see the little pins coming out. So you hopefully you get the idea of how that looks. So in reality, the paper has two staples. It still opens up like Pac-Man here. But if you hold it together and show it like this, it looks, oh, let me get in the camera. It looks stapled shut. And it's a nice little extra layer. Rip, tore it open. There's a lottery ticket. Spectator opens that up and does that. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the questions here. Oh, somebody, William, thanks for putting my email address on there. V as in Victor, M as in V as in virtual, M as in mentalism, con, C-O-N, as in convention, at magicbyjamie.com. After this is done, I will go through all the emails, create the share. So probably in about an hour or two after this is done, you'll be able to get access to all those files and to be able to get through it. So let's take a look and see if anybody has any questions. Let's see, can I do a switch with a lottery ticket with the marked one? Yes, absolutely. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I haven't scrolled yet. So that's, use Jay Sankey's paper clip, Chris Funk's executive clip, an envelope switch, the simple switch that I use with the wallet. Now let me do a quick scroll here. Thank you. Address. And the autoresponder works. Good, good. All right. Okay, Mark Huntley. Let me address this one. It's really important. He says, "Why would you staple a lottery ticket?" Just asking. And you know what, Mark? That is a really good question. Let's think about it. If I went to the store and bought a lottery ticket, what do? You fold it up, you stick it in your wallet, and you hope you win, right? And then when the numbers come out, you open up your wallet and you check it. So, Mark, in answer to your question, no, you wouldn't staple it. But if you wanted to add one more extra layer, if you were a little more on the magic side of mentalism, that would be an option. So, Mark, it's not for everybody. And honestly, in the last few years, as you can see by my inability to operate my portable stapler, I haven't been stapling it. But that's what you're going to see in the performance video. So I wanted you guys to know how to do that just in case you were interested. I learned this, I believe, from 13 Steps to Mentalism, where you had a postcard that was stapled all the way around and it looked like you'd rip something open and inside was your prediction. It's kind of like a mentalist card to wallet, but one side had staples just on the outer edge and on the inner edge. So they were stapled together. That's where the idea came from. Now, let me also give some more credit about this performer, or this routine. Um, let's see, one of the great mentalists who did the video series 13 to Mentalism, Richard Osterlin. He had the same exact idea. I have personally not seen the video series that he made, the 13 steps, but he tipped that idea. Many years ago, I had a phone conversation with him. And I said, "Hey, look, I'm thinking about putting this out in the market. Friends tell me it's really great, but it's fairly easy, and people are gonna claim it on their own once they start performing it." So Richard was very kind, and I sent him my videos, my instructions, and everything, and he thought that it was the exact same idea he had. However, I had gone out and actually did all the work and everything, and he says, "No, this is independently created. This is 100% yours." And so he was very kind to giving me his blessing. Also, the late performer, let's see, had a lottery prediction who just recently passed away last year. Hopefully, his name will come to me. I contacted him as well, a TV producer, UK, London area, recently passed away. Anyway, I spoke to him and I sent him my routine as well. And he said they were completely different, and again gave me blessings. And that's when I went out and put it out in the market. So right now, you can go to Penguin and pay $30, or you can send me that email, get all the information for free. You have all the instructions right here. You've got something really nice you can add to your show for free. Now, really, that is free. So what's the catch? We're all kind of in a bind. Well, here's my thought. I'm not a full-time performer. I'm a part-time performer, but I work a lot. I work a lot. I used to work at a dinner theater called Magic Island where I was performing 20, 30 shows a week. Obviously, close-up shows where it's very short and, bang, bang, bang. You just gain invaluable experience working in those situations. And so, fortunately for me, I don't make my 100% living, although it's a very nice, big part of my living. So let me just say this. I do have a full-time job. I'm in the computer field, so I manage a team that provides tech support. So this is what I'm going to do. If you like this, if this works for you, if you just want to, kind of give any kind of money at all, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to send me a PayPal payment if you want. This is totally free, up to you, but here's what's going to happen. Any money I collect from giving this away free, $5, $10, $50, $5,000, I don't care what you're going to give me. Anything you give me, 100% of it is going to go to a friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name. He is a performer who works week to week, just like a lot of us do. And he's got an expecting wife, baby on the way, no income coming in the foreseeable future. So 100% of your donations are going to go to this performer. He doesn't know I'm doing this. He's probably watching right now. But yes, if you want to give me some money for this idea, for this deal, please do so. 100% of it will go to that person. Just to help offset expenses. We're going through tough times. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to write down my PayPal email address, and then we're going to cover with the last few minutes some quick ideas that I have. I need to get to that pretty quickly. So let me write my PayPal email address here. Okay. The email you receive is going to have that PayPal information as well. But this is 100% of the money you donate is going to go to this family. So anyway, we can all do what we can to support one another, and that's why I'm so glad to be a part of this and helping you guys out. And hey, we're at home. Let's learn something new. Let's go over the last bit of time with some tips, some information. I'm going to show you a couple of things. I have a YouTube channel YouTube channel is called The Art of Magic with Jamie Salinas. I film a lot of them right here in front of this wall with this lighting. Sometimes I'm out in location. The very latest episode, I talk about peak wallets. Who doesn't wallets? I mean, look, I just have 3 of them here. I actually have more. Let's go over the very first wallet I have. This is brand new. This is fairly new. This is called the Razor wallet. You can see it's kind of razor thin. I'll just you can only carry a few business cards here, a few business cards there. This is in my front pocket. This is my everyday carry. I carry Swiss, so I'm ready to perform at a moment's notice. Now, there is one small problem with this wallet, and that is these cards are hard to get out. So what I did was I took a pair of scissors and I cut a little oval there, so it gives me a little finger hole. Look at that. Oh, look at that. I can slide that in and out. And the way I did that was from my real wallet. It's got a little cutout there for my driver's license, so I can slide that out. And I use this actual template to cut this out. So if you have this wallet, cut it out. There you make your little template, cut it out, makes it a lot easier. Okay. I have another wallet here. This is from a friend of mine. And guess where I met him? My invention. That's right, my invention. Paul Carnazzo, really great guy. He's got a lot of pocket minimalism stuff. This is his wallet, and it's called the Lookout Wallet. If I'm working a walk-around event for a corporate event, which often I do, this is the wallet I'm going to carry because I could carry about 40 of my business cards inside here, and this gives me a nice full back peek. Full back peek, okay? The last wallet I'm going to show you. Look at this. Do you know what this is? You probably don't. This is a Stealth Assassin wallet. But wait, it looks different, right? That's because this one is very old. This is one of my favorite wallets. There is no sight unseen type little slit here, threads. This is a nice little wallet. These were kind of expensive. These run you, I think, about 180 bucks-ish. But they come with lots of routines, lots of ideas, and this is a multiple out peak wallet, a lot of different stuff to it. Now, the reason I'm showing the peak wallets is this is the tip I want to give you. Many years ago, about 10 years ago, I was working I got to be mindful of my time. We're good. This car dealership is the largest dealership in the United States for Toyota that would sell a ton of cars. So they got a lot of people coming in and out. And what happens? I got to wait because I have to talk to the guy who's going to approve my my quote and whatever, the money amount. There's a lot of negotiations going on. So I was going around performing magic too, so these people wouldn't understand or feel they were waiting for a long time. You got to wait to see the business manager, your car's being repaired, whatever. I'm walking around entertaining these people. So I'm doing some minimalism based on automobiles. So what I'm doing is I want to get my business cards into the hands of people. So I got my business card, load in the wallet. So what I would have someone do is say, hey, great choice in the car you're getting today, or, you know, how many are you getting today? Just make some small talk, and then I would say, hey, do you remember the first car you ever owned? Now, I'm not talking about the one you drove, not the one you borrowed, the one you owned in your name. Yes, your name. And they would look at me and say, yeah, I do remember that car. You know what? Don't tell me what it was. Don't tell me what kind of car it was. I'm going to try to figure out what kind of car it was. You know what? Let's focus on the color. Yes, the color. On the back of my business card, I want you to write down the color of the first car that you own. Now, if it was two-tone, write down the majority, the main color. And by the way, rest the color. Now, that's kind of a funny line because when I was 16, that's when I got my first car. A lot of us, our first cars are junkers for the most part. So anyway, they write down the color. It's put away. And then I explain to them, I say, hey, I want you to focus on that. Oh, I can see you riding that car, windows down, hair blowing in the wind. And it was always funny if the person's bald. I would always say hair blowing in the wind. If it was a man, you know, it always, you know, a nice little presentational tip. So all I'm going to do is reveal one thing, and that is the color of their car. But let me explain how this evolved. So I said, I want you to focus on that car. I can see you in it. Windows down, hair flowing in the wind. You're having a great time. Hey, by the way, what kind of car was that? Don't tell me the color. car, but what kind? And they would say, it was a Camaro. And I said, yes, I can see you in that Camaro, cruising down the road, music cranked up, hair blowing in the wind. In fact, it was a bright color Camaro, wasn't it? Wait, don't tell me. It was a red Camaro, wasn't it? Yes, I can see you in a red Camaro. They would freak out and get strong reaction. But their memory was not that I revealed the color. They were telling other people. The wife would come up with the husband and say, "This guy's amazing. He told me what kind of car and what kind of color that I owned," and we'd pull out the business card and whatever, and it floored me on how the mind would recreate what just happened. Now I check as a friend, and when I first met him, I was not a magician. I was a pure layperson, and I recalled to him one of his performances, and it was totally different from what actually happened. But that's what happens in the mind of your spectators. They remember something different. So I don't care if you use a center tear, parapad. I don't know if anybody noticed, but the pad that I'm using, here's the small version of it. But Jamie, that doesn't have the parapad logo on it. No, it does not. What I've done is I've gone to the local office supply store, the Magic Shop for Mentalists, and I bought the vinyl notes. I have a hole puncher, punches my own plastic. I bought the refill paper. I refill this myself. I've had this for several years. In fact, I've gone through a couple of these pads, not because they work, because sometimes they get lost. So these are like gold. I use these quite a bit. So anyway, big shout out to the Paralabs guys. So it doesn't matter the information you have, or we're cutting it close. Okay, so the information, it's how you reveal it. This is what I have found to be gold for me, revealing someone's birthday. So I like to tell a woman, I'm going to reveal something about you personally. Let me see if I figure out how old you are. Now, it's pretty obvious. You're like 19, 20 years old. Am I right? I'm pretty close. And then I usually use a woman in her 40s, 50s, and that, gets them at ease. And I say, but you know what? We don't need to focus on the year. I'm going to try to figure out the month and day. What I'd like for you to do is on the back of one of my cards, write down the month and the day you were born. We don't need the year. Again, you're about 19, 20 years old. So I'd have them write big, bold numbers, month and day. Here in the U.S., we write the month first and the day, and I would write an M and a D on the business card. So they do it. I get my peak with a center tear, parapad, whatever I'm using. I got it. So now how do I reveal that information? Oh, I'm going to get so much mileage out of this. I'm going to do a cold reading on this lady, and I'm going to give you try to give you my 2-minute version of cold reading. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say something about their personality. I'm getting the impression that you are, and if it's an older woman, I'll say you are the family. You are the glue that bonds everybody together. And go into my reading, and I'll say those are the characteristics of someone born in the star sign of a Capricorn. Are you a Capricorn by any chance? Oh, yes. And so now I'm going to say, Capricorns were born between these 2 months. And I'll name the months, and I'll say, well, I'll try to figure out the exact, or let's just say it was Pisces. I'll say, Pisces were born in February and March. Don't tell me what you were born in. I'm going to try to figure it out. Now I'm going to write on the back of my business card, March. And I'll say, there are 12 months in a year. What month were you born? She's March. And I show March. Hey, we got one right. So I said, great. I said, now I want you to focus on the exact day. There are 365 days in the year. I'm going to see if I can get the exact day. Now, here's something I learned over time in the presentation. Let's say they were born March the 3rd, which is my wife's birthday. I'm going to say, they say if you were born towards the end of the month, very attractive, very attractive. And now at this point, you're going to get kind of a mad face. And I'll say, but hey, good news. For those of us born near the beginning of the month, both brains and beauty. So, of course, obviously, I'll reverse it. If they were born towards the end of the month, if they're born in the middle, I will say the end of the month, brains, the beginning of the month, beauty. Those in the middle, combination of both. So either way, I'm going to hit it. And I'm going to write down their day, and I will write a number 2, okay, because I know the date's the 3rd. And I go, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I cross it out, and then I'm going to write a 3, and I'll set my business card down. And I think about it. I revealed their zodiac sign. I've told them about their personality with a quick cold read. And now I'm going to make a big deal. 365 days in a year. One day you were born. Where were you born? March the what? March the 3rd. Oh, I wrote March the 2nd down. But you know what? Being off by one day, that's still pretty good, isn't it? Now they say yes. I said, however, I changed my mind. Now I pick up that business card, turn it over, and say, I crossed out 2, but I wrote March the 3rd. Now I hand this business card to that person. I take the other business card out of the wallet, hand it to someone else, and say, hey, on March the 3rd, don't forget Lisa's birthday. Send her something really nice. So, wow, we've gone over about 2 minutes. So let me see if 30 days a month, 365 days in the year. Fabulous. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mark. Tim Pratt, good sound still, good. Adam Spiegel, great in line. Jeff Lane's the color of my first car was primer and rust. Good, Jeff. Well, anyway, I hope you guys had a great time. Continue watching these lectures. Golden information. Could send me those emails. Send me the donations. They're going to a great family. I appreciate it. Keep in touch. Catch me on Facebook. Oh, Art of Magic with Jamie Salinas, YouTube. Bye, guys.